If you are ever planning to build a home theater in a large room, there are rarely chances that you have not come across a brand called Ascendo. It's a German brand making some of the craziest home theater speakers and subwoofers that we all have seen in modern times. Like I have personally witnessed their 25 inches subwoofers, and I was like, wow, that is definitely going to blow up someone's house. That is the kind of scale that this German brand tries to manufacture, and the products are world class as well. We have specially used their coaxial speakers in some of the cinema rooms that we have created, and we were fortunate enough to understand that what got Ascendo manufacturing these speakers in the home cinema segment, and what have they got in store in the upcoming years. So more about it while we talk with Jeffrey Hensel, one of the partners at Ascendo. So hello everyone and welcome back to yet another video from the Smart Home Expo 2025. And today we have Mr. Jeffrey from Ascendo. And as we all know, Ascendo is a very highly reputed name when it comes to custom install and custom theater speakers. They are also known for their subwoofers, which have been giant. So Jeffrey, why don't we start with the story of what makes Ascendo so special, and how does the brand start? Like, what was the brand origin and the history like?
Certainly. Well, anyway, thank you for having me on your channel, Tanmay.
Thank you.
So, yeah, Ascendo is a company based in Germany, and we're in the southern part of Germany, in Nuremberg, close to Munich. And we started in 1999 as a high-end two-channel company, right? So, in India, there is actually quite a few high-end lovers, that have our System M, System F, and so on. So if you look at some channels, Indian channels, you see that. But in 2014, we started another chapter doing a company which is called Ascendo Immersive Audio. And we...
multi-channel.
Exactly. So from immersive comes basically the multi-channel. So we do home theater, very high performance home theaters, right? So we started with only streaming speakers, so over audio IP, basically AVB technology.
Yeah.
And the first 3 years we did only that. But after that, then we realized that maybe the price tag is a little bit too high for many people. And so we started also doing a lot of passive loudspeakers. So today, the biggest range is still passive loudspeakers, but we have a few active models. And today we're not employing AVB anymore, but we employ Dante AS67.
Okay.
Why? Because AS67 is employed today by many companies in processor, like Storm Audio, for example. There is also Trinov coming out with Dante AS67 soon. And there is also Linkdorf Audio that has a processor with Dante, So that's what we do and what we speak to when it's about audio over IP. But we do also still a lot of analog inputs, We have today about 20 amplifiers, streaming, non-streaming, with DSP, without DSP. But most of them are very powerful amplifiers. We have a few two-channel amplifiers, but most of them are 4, 8, 16, 24, or even 32 channel amplifiers. Yeah.
So, good that you made us aware about this amplifier segment, because all we have been looking around was speakers and subwoofers.
Yes.
So, one of the question is that when we look at large home theater installations, we always talk about speakers which have got on-loaded tweeter or their high compression drivers. But when it comes to Ascendo, it all works on coaxial. So,
correct.
How is that different than that? And
it is and it's not.
Okay.
Because also our bigger speakers, so everything starting at 10-inch is a compression driver speaker, right?
Okay.
And the cone becomes the waveguide. So it's still a horn speaker, so to speak. Yeah.
It's just that the axis is same.
It's a concentric horn speaker. Yeah. So the waveguide is concentric. And we have from 5 1/4, 6 1/2. Then we move up to 10. We don't have an 8-inch right now. 12, 15. And we also have the big speaker, the Black Swan, in different configurations, with a single, with a double, or with a quad woofer, right? So everything from a 5 1/4 to a speaker that can reproduce 150 dB SPL, right? And of course, from a subwoofer perspective, we have 12-inch, which is our smallest
sub 12,
subwoofer,
yeah.
right? But then, of course, we have 15, we have 16-inch, we have 18-inch, 21-inch, 24-inch, 32-inch, 50-inch, and 80-inch subwoofers, right? So I think we have the biggest selection of subwoofers in residential,
Yes.
CI market.
Yes.
Yep.
So another question coming to the subwoofer, okay,
Yep.
because we have installed your active subwoofers, the
Yep.
passive speakers like the CCM10.
Yes.
How should one go around the difference between the active and versus the passive, especially for a dedicated cinema room? Which one should they consider, and when should they consider that option?
Well, of course, active is always superior to passive.
Okay.
No question about it, right? But it's also a lot more expensive. So when you have an active system, of course, that requires usually a DSP.
Hmm.
It requires an amplifier for the tweeter. It requires an amplifier for the mid-woofer. Or if it's a three-way system, woofer, mid-range, tweeter, and so on.
Right.
So it's expensive, yeah. And our speakers are all very high sensitivity speakers.
Okay.
Yeah. So the Black Swan, for example, the tweeter have a sensitivity of 117 decibel, 1 watt, 1 meter. Yeah. So when you connect just a normal amplifier, you will hear a lot of hiss.
Yes.
Yeah. Because a normal low sensitivity speaker, like a 2-channel speaker, 85 dB, 90, even 95 dB, you don't hear that because it's not enough sensitivity. But the horn or the waveguide makes it so sensitive that you hear the slightest noise, even from the electronics,
Right.
right? So we had to employ very, very quiet, very expensive amplifiers to make these active speakers not reproduce any noise. Because when we talk about home theater, of course, we have a room with low noise floor usually, right? A home theater has lower noise floor than normal regular rooms, right?
Yes.
And so therefore, it is for the active speakers, they're quite a lot more expensive than, of course, the passive speakers. So for most of the systems, I think a passive speaker is plenty good. Just use a powerful amplifier that has enough voltage
To
swing,
drive,
enough
yes.
power to even, let's say, not clip if you overdrive the speaker, because clipping amplifier destroys the speaker.
Yes.
Yep. If you have a too big amplifier, you never destroy the speaker.
Understood.
Yeah.
Got it. And coming to the technologies of DTS:X, Dolby Atmos, Oro 3D,
Yes.
which one do you think works more better, or irrespective of the technology, you still have got the speakers taking care of a great immersive sound?
Well, the the production technology which you're talking about
Yes.
right now for the studios, it's basically just a transport layer. Dolby Atmos, which everybody knows, or it's DTS:X, or it's Oro 3D, or the old traditional Dolby Surround. They're all good technologies. It's just a different quality of transport layer to give you a better or less good performance. And since most movies are mixed in Dolby Atmos today, and some of them in DTS:X, I think they give you equal performance. But it really comes down to the surround processor that decodes these signals
Yes.
and up-renders them then to as many channels as, for example, 32 or 35 channel with the Storm, today.
Yeah.
So I think this is really the question of what kind of surround processor you can afford.
Understood.
Yep.
So, and with India as a market, how has that journey been for you? How do you see Ascendo in
It's a
India?
very vibrant market, What I like in India, people like to listen dynamic music, dynamic movies. So Indian people appreciate what we do, high efficiency speakers with a good punch. Our subwoofers are very punchy, are very fast subwoofer, so to speak, but with even being punchy, good extension. So our subwoofers can reach as low as no other subwoofer can, employing, of course, our infrasonic subwoofers. So employing, let's say, the 24, 32, 28-inch squared, the new subwoofer, or the 50 or the 80. We have a subwoofer for any budget, for any performance level. We do the most high-end home theaters worldwide today. In Saudi Arabia, in the US, projects you will never hear about because we need to sign NDAs, with all these big movie stars and whatnot. So anyway, we do really high-end jobs, but we also have very price-competitive products for the Indian market that people can enjoy, even with a normal surround receiver that is not so powerful. Because our speakers are 8 ohms, so they're not demanding so much from the receiver, but still with the high sensitivity give you a high performance.
Got it.
Yeah.
So thank you so much
My
once
pleasure.
again for your time,
Yes.
Jeffrey. Really looking forward to your speakers, and we are fortunate enough to install some of these, and we are really happy with
Thank
the
you so
kind
much
of
for
work
that.
that has been done.
Yep, wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.